Coming up on the British TV watch list.
The result? Words you'd never hear uncensored on ABC or NBC show up casually in British dialogue at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
From cosy mysteries to intense police procedurals, we talk about the characters, performances, series, and episodes from your favourite British TV shows.
Hello there, welcome to the British TV watch list. I'm Michael T. Here's something that happens to every British TV fan at least once, maybe once every show. You're watching a show, the dialogue is flying back and forth, and suddenly someone says something that stops you cold. Maybe it was, "That's a doddle." Maybe it was, "He's such a mug." Maybe it was just a quick "ta" as someone grabbed their coat and walked out the door. And you're sitting there thinking, was that even English? Was that a word? Today we're going to go deep on British words and phrases. The ones you hear constantly in your favorite dramas, mysteries, and TV shows on BritBox and Acorn and all of that. All the stuff that I hear, I'm sure you hear. Even a few that might raise eyebrows on American television. Let's start with some everyday ones. The words Brits use the way we use sure, yeah, or no problem. Take cheers. Americans know this one from toasting drinks, but in Britain, it means about 5 different things. It could be thank you, goodbye, it's I appreciate that, it's even a casual you're welcome. You'll hear it in virtually every British TV show you watch. Someone hands a character a cup of tea, cheers. Someone holds the door open, cheers. It's the verbal Swiss Army knife of British English. And then there's ta, even shorter, even more British. It's just a quick, informal thank you. Working class, warm, zero fuss. It's the kind of word that tells you everything about who's speaking and possibly where they're from. And the next one, right. This one does a lot of heavy lifting. Brits use right the way Americans might use okay or all right. It opens sentences. It closes thoughts. Right, let's get on with it. Right then. It's a gear shift kind of a word. It signals that something is about to happen or just happened. Now, let's talk about mate. Americans use it occasionally, but not like this. In Britain, mate is everywhere. It's friend, colleague, stranger. You can call your best friend mate. You can call someone you never met mate. In Broadchurch, you'll hear it used both ways, warm and reassuring between colleagues, and then clipped and cold when a conversation turns. The tone tells you everything. One word, infinite delivery. Bloke is another one. It just means a man. That's it. But it carries a kind of specific flavor. Bloke is ordinary, unpretentious. A bloke is not a gentleman, and he's not a thug. He's just a guy. The origin is genuinely a little murky, but interesting. It first appeared in London slang around 1851, but where it came from before that is still debated. The most likely theory traces it to Shelta, a secret language used by Irish travelers, or possibly to Romany, the language of the Roma people. Either way, it started as outsider language and worked its way into everyday British speech. Now you'll hear it in every British crime drama ever made. Hey, here's some good news. Cozy Earth has basically cracked the code on what luxury sleep should feel like. Their best-selling bamboo sheet set is made from 100% premium viscose from bamboo. From that, you get a naturally cooling, moisture-wicking, ridiculously soft material, like the kind of soft that somehow gets better every time you wash it. And if you run hot at night, these are a game changer. Same thing with their pajamas. Effortless, elegant, unbelievably comfortable. You can experience this luxury with a 21% discount right now at CozyEarth.com. Just enter our unique promo code BTVW1 when you check out. You get luxurious comfort. We get a small commission. Everyone's happy. That's BTVW1 at CozyEarth.com. Thanks. Now let's get to the texture words, the ones that describe a situation or a feeling. Gobsmacked means completely astonished. Your jaw is on the floor. Gob is an old Irish and Scottish Gaelic word for mouth. It dates back to at least the 1500s. So to be gobsmacked is to be hit in the mouth by something so shocking you can't speak. The word itself traces back to Yorkshire and Lincolnshire dialects from the 1920s and 30s. It then spread nationally when gritty northern TV dramas like Coronation Street brought it into living rooms across Britain. Chuffed means pleased, really pleased. I'm well chuffed about that. There's kind of a warmth to it, an unpretentious pride. Nobody says chuffed in a tuxedo. It's the word for genuine, unguarded happiness. Ironically, though, chuffed once meant the exact opposite. In some older British dialects, chuffed meant displeased or grumpy. The root word chuff referred to a coarse, rude fellow. Over time, the word flipped entirely, and today the pleased meaning has completely taken over. Kerfuffle. How about that one? One of the great British words. It means a commotion, a fuss, a situation that got out of hand for no good reason. There's something almost musical about it. Kerfuffle. It sounds exactly like what it is. Faff or faff about means to waste time fussing over nothing. Stop faffing about. You probably have someone in your life who faffs. He's a faffa. They make simple things complicated. They take 45 minutes to leave the house. That's a faffer. Dawdle means something easy. It's a dawdle. It's the British version of piece of cake. Light, breezy, no drama. Peckish means slightly hungry. Not starving, not desperate. Just a bit peckish. There's something very British about having a specific word for that precise level of hunger. You'll hear it a lot in cozy mysteries. Someone is always getting peckish around the third act. Sorted means handled, done, taken care of. Don't worry, it's sorted. It's efficient, it's final, no follow-up needed. Americans would say, we're good, or it's handled. The British say, sorted. There's kind of a satisfying finality to it that those other phrases just don't have. Proper, used as an intensifier, is a beautiful thing. Not proper as in correct, proper as in thoroughly, genuinely, completely. That was proper brilliant. She was proper furious. It does the job that Americans give to words like really or totally. Cheeky might be the most British concept on this list. It describes someone who is playfully bold, slightly impertinent. They push the boundary and they knew it, and they're grinning about it. It's not quite rude. It's not quite innocent. Americans don't really have a single word for this. We might say bold or sassy or got a lot of nerve. None of those land quite the same way as cheeky. A cheeky character in a British show is almost always the most fun person in the room. Gobby is cheeky's louder cousin. Someone who is gobby can't stop talking. They'll say the thing nobody else will say loudly and without being asked. Every workplace drama has one. The gobby. Natter means to chat idly. A good natter is a long, meandering conversation about nothing in particular. You're not solving anything. You're not going anywhere. You're just talking. And chinwag is essentially the same thing. A long, friendly talk. The image is great. Two people wagging their chins at each other for an hour. These two words are a reminder that British have always placed a high value on the social art of conversation for its own sake. There's no agenda. That's the whole point. Nutter means a crazy person, not clinically, but colloquially. He's an absolute nutter. It's not truly mean-spirited. It's also almost affectionate in the right context, but it's vivid. It's immediate. We Americans will just say, oh, he's a nut, or are you crazy? And we'll say it with an incredulous tone. Sod is a useful little word. It's flexible. Sod it means forget it. I'm done trying. Poor sod means poor guy. You can be a daft sod, a harmless fool. And then there's sod off, which means go away, but with considerably more feeling behind it. It's not quite fighting words, but it's not an invitation to stay either. You'll hear it in British drama wherever a character has officially run out of patience. Blimey! This one's interesting. Pure British exclamation. Kind of rare in American speech. Common on screen, though. And the origin is one of the best on this list. Blimey is a corruption of God blind me. That was the full original oath, a medieval expression of astonishment. The speaker was essentially saying, strike me blind if this isn't true. Over time, the phrase got clipped and softened. God blind me became caw blimey, became just blimey. The religious force evaporated, and what was left was a harmless exclamation that now sounds almost cheerful. First recorded in a slang dictionary in 1889. It's still going strong. Slang dictionaries are fun. You got to keep up with today's jargon, and it's speeding by ever so quickly. You know, what makes life easier, actually, now that we're thinking about it, is not having to chase fads or learn a disposable slang term. The classic things in life always wear well. Same thing with the classic golf polo from Pins and Aces. I've noticed this. Their polos are all the lightweight, four-way stretch material. SPF is built in, so you don't have to worry about that. Golf apparel that's both classic and fashionable for today. So you buy it once, you're set. If you want to poke around, it's pinsandaces.com. Use my promo code BTVW1. You get a 21% discount, best on the site. And so that you're fully aware, I get a commission when you use that promo code. So you save money and you help out the podcast at the same time. That's pinsandaces.com. Promo code BTVW1. Go browse, and no, you don't have to be a golfer to shop there. Okay, here is where it gets a little interesting. This is something American viewers genuinely find confusing. British television has a different relationship with language than American television does. Words that get bleeped on American network TV or never said at all are broadcast freely on the BBC. No bleeps, no edits, in prime time. Why? It comes down to two very different broadcast systems. American television grew up under the Federal Communications Commission. The FCC regulates what can be said on public airwaves. Broadcasters who crossed the line could face fines, and that pressure shaped American TV culture for decades. Self-censorship became the norm. British broadcasting operates under Ofcom, or the Office of Communications. Ofcom does regulate content, but the cultural baseline is simply different. British audiences and regulators have always drawn the line in a different place. The BBC has a long tradition of trusting adult audiences to handle adult language. The result? Words you'd never hear uncensored on ABC or NBC show up casually in British dialogue at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night. So when you're watching and something flies out of a character's mouth and you think, did he really just say that? Yes, they did. Freely, legally, and no one lost a job over it. Which brings us to the last three words on today's list. This one has a wild origin story. The word traces back to the medieval Latin word Bulgarus. It means Bulgarian. In the 11th century, a sect of Bulgarian heretics called the Bogomils were vilified by the Catholic Church, who accused them of all manner of unsavory practices. The word traveled through Old French into English, carrying those accusations with it. By the 1500s, it had taken on a strongly offensive meaning. By then, over the following centuries, it softened dramatically. The word is bugger. Today, bugger is genuinely versatile. It's an exclamation when something goes wrong. Oh, bugger. It's a mild insult. You silly bugger. And bugger off means to get out of here, go away, with a little bit more edge. Bloody. It's the great British intensifier. It fits almost anywhere. Bloody hell. That's bloody brilliant. I'm bloody exhausted. It's been around since at least the 17th century, and it never gets old. For Americans, it sounds almost harsh, like something stronger is coming. For Brits, it's as ordinary as saying really or very. And finally, bollocks. You cannot do a British phrases episode without that word. The word is Old English. It goes back to at least the 13th century, and yes, it literally means testicles. So, technically, it is a swear word, or at least it started as one. But over centuries of use, the word drifted so far from its literal meaning that most Brits don't hear their origin anymore. When a character says, "That's a load of bollocks," they mean nonsense, rubbish, something false or worthless. It feels like the equivalent of BS. And no, I'm not going to say it. For Americans, it sounds shocking sometimes, maybe because of context. British ears hear nonsense. Ofcom, the British broadcast regulator, classified it as a medium-level expletive. It turns up on the BBC regularly. Most Brits use it without a second thought. There you go, 20 words and phrases that make British television sound British. Start listening for them and you'll catch them everywhere. Before we go, I want to say hello to our listeners in Antwerp, Belgium. How about that? Newcastle under Lyme, Staffordshire, England, and Murfreesboro, Nashville, Tennessee, USA. We are now in well over 300 cities around the world. Thanks for the download. Thanks for listening. And if you want to support this podcast, check out our Patreon site. Supporters get exclusive content every week. You can also support this podcast by shopping at CozyEarth.com or pinsandaces.com. In both those sites, use our promo code BTVW1 and you get a 21% discount when you check out. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for listening to the British TV Watch List. Till next time, cheers.
The British TV Watch List is written and produced by Michael T. in Honolulu, Hawaii. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. All rights reserved. Copyright 2026. Michael T. Media.